ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेद विभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। Swamiji, we were waiting for you.
Yes. You finished chanting all the reading all the slokas?
No, Swamiji, not
yet. We just started.
Om Bhadram Karnebi Shrunuyama Devaha Bhadram Pashe Makshabhirya Chatraha Sthirairankai Sustuvagum Sastanubihi Vyashema Devahitam Yadayuhu Swasti na Indro Vriddashravaha Swasti na Pusha Vishwavedaha Swasti nastarksho arishtaneemihi Swasti no brihaspati dadatu Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om ityedadaksharamidam sarvam tasya upavyakhyanam bhudam bhavat bhavishyaditi sarvam onkara eva yachanyat trigaladidam tadapyonkara eva sarvam hyedad brahma ayamatma brahma soyamatma chatushpada.
त्यागरिदस्थानो बहिष्प्रज्ञः सप्ताङ्गः एकोनविंशतिमुखः स्थूलवैश्वानरः प्रथमपादः स्वप्नस्थानः अन्धप्रज्ञः सप्ताङ्गः एकोनविंशतिमुखः प्रविविक्तभुक्तैजसः द्वितीयपादः
यत्र सुप्तो न कंचन कामं कामयते न कंचन स्वप्नं पश्यति तत्सुषुप्तं सुषुप्तस्थानः एकीभूतः प्रज्ञानघनः एव आनन्दमयः यानन्दभुक् तेजो चेतोमुखः प्राज्ञः तृतीयपादः एषः सर्वेश्वरः एषः सर्वज्ञः एषः अन्तर्यामी एषः योनिः एषः योनि सर्वस्य प्रभवाप्यौ हि भूतानाम्
बहिष्प्रज्ञो विभुर्विश्वः ह्यन्तप्रज्ञस्तु तैजसः गणः प्रज्ञस्तथा प्राज्ञः एक एव त्रिधा स्मृतः दक्षिणाक्षिमुखे विश्वः मनस्यन्तस्तु तैजसः आकाशे च हृदि प्राज्ञः त्रिधा देहे व्यवस्थितः
विश्वो हि स्थूलभुङ् नित्यं तैजस प्रविविक्तभुक् आनंद भुक् तथा प्राज्ञः त्रिधा भोगं निबोधत स्थूलं तर्पयते विश्वं प्रविविक्तं तु तैजसम् आनन्दश्च तथा प्राज्ञं त्रिधा तृप्तिं निबोधत
त्रिषुधामसु यत् भोज्यं भोक्ता यश्च प्रकीर्तितः वेदै तद् उभयं यस्तु स भुञ्जानो न लिप्यते प्रभवः सर्वभावानां सतामिति विनिश्चयः सर्वं जनयति प्राणः चेतोऽसुं पुरुषः पृथक्
Vibhutim prashavam tvanye.
Just 1 second. It is Chetum Sun, not Chetu Sun. Chetum Sun. And again when you are reading, Chetum Sun, and again when you are reading, like Trishidhama, we are reading Trishudhama Su Yadbhujyam. Wherever there is Dirgha, we are also chanting a short. Yasodhamasu yadbhojyam bhokta yascha prakirtitaha. Where it is dirgha, it has to be pronounced as dirgha. Then it will come out of. Otherwise, you are chanting everything as rasa only.
Okay, Swami.
Then, so who are chanting?
Vibhutim prashavam stvanne manyante srustichintakaha swapnamaya swarupeti srushtir anyer vikalpita इच्छा मात्रं प्रभो सृष्टि इति सृष्टो विनिश्चिताः कालात्
It is srusti. Ichha matram prabho srustihi.
सृष्टो
Then iti srusto.
इच्छा मात्रं विभु प्रभो सृष्टिर इति सृष्टो विनिश्चिताः कालात् प्रसूतिं भूतानां.
It is not correct. Ichha matram prabho srustihi visarga.
Okay. इच्छा मात्रं प्रभो सृष्टिः इति सृष्टो विनिश्चिताः कालात् प्रसूतिं भूतानां मन्यन्ते कालचिन्तकाः भोगार्थं सृष्टिर्त्वन्ये क्रीडार्थ
भोगार्थम
सृष्टिरित्यन्ये
सृष्टि if you are telling इत्यन्ये भोगार्थम सृष्टि इत्यन्ये और भोगार्थम सृष्टि रित्यन्ये.
भोगार्थं सृष्टिरित्यन्ये क्रीडार्थमिति चापरे देवशेष स्वभावोऽयम् आप्तकामस्य का स्पृहा.
So when the cloud is removed by the wind, the sun shines on its own. We don't need another pramana to bring the sun and so to us. Only thing that was needed, that is the wind. Wind can remove the cloud, but wind cannot create the sun. The moment the cloud is removed, at that very moment, the sun will shine. No time, there is no time gap at all. Because the sun was very much there. If somebody else has to, like how the wind was needed to remove the cloud, in the same way, if some other entity, some other pramana is needed or some other means is needed to bring the sun and to show to us, then that sun can be removed by somebody too. If somebody has brought the sun to show to us, somebody can take the sun away too. The cloud didn't exist on its own. The cloud was made by the sun's rays. Because of the heat, water evaporated, it went up, and then it condensed. The cloud is formed. On its own, it didn't form. There are so many entities who were responsible for the formation of the cloud. And that cloud moving from one place to other, it was by the wind only. So a time came when that cloud which was created by the sun is covered by the cloud. That sun which created the cloud is now covered by the same cloud. Same thing is happening within us. The vasana or the ignorance, which is our creation, and which is created, it is limited thing, it is a created thing. But that is completely giving us the feeling that I don't exist at all, which is never created. Atma is never created. If Atma is created, it can be it can be destroyed. It can be, if it is created, it can be made absent. But it is never created, it is all the time there. The self, the life itself is all the time there. We may tell that, oh no, in a dead man there is no life, in that stone there is no life. Life is only when something is moving, then only there is life. No, life is everywhere. All the time it is there. Nobody has to create life. Only that material incrustation, that covering, that body, mind and intellect which are covering the Atma, as though it is covering, just like the cloud was covering the sun. Once that is negated, then Atma shines on its own. Nobody has to do anything for the Atma. That's why one is thinking like how we study in the school, then 11 or 12 years, then you go to college for 4 years. After 4 years, then this is a plan we do. I'll finish the school, then I'll finish in another 4 years the college, then I'll get a job, then I'll find a partner, then I'll have 1 or 2 children, then I'll have a house, then I'll have a car. Then be happy. My job is over. And what that happiness means, all of us will know. Okay. We plan, anyhow we plan for these things. That's the planning. But can we plan? Okay, I'll study for the school and then the college, and then get married, then have children, then take renunciation, then do the japa, karma yoga, then purify the mind, then do bhakti yoga, then bring the concentration to the mind, then gain the knowledge and become blessed Atman. We cannot be like that. We cannot plan. Atma has to reveal itself. Hama sadhana, it is not sadhana specific. Though we have to do sadhana, but it is not depending on the sadhana at all. How much may tell, okay, every day I am doing meditation, every day I am doing japa. I don't get angry on anybody. I don't eat any kind of inorganic thing. We may do all these things. But when God will reveal, when He will show Himself, that is not depending on the sadhana. That is not depending on the sadhana. That is entirely depending on the sadhya. Because sadhya is all the time there. It is all the time there. The Purvapakshi asked that always you are telling na anta prajna, na bahis prajna, na vaheta prajna, na prajnanahana, na pragyam, na pragyam. In this way, you are pratiseda, you are denying everything. And again, you are denying the Vishwa Tejas and Prajna. See, without the waker, without the dreamer, that means dream experiencer, waking state experiencer, and deep state experiencer, I'm zero completely. You are not only, you are making the Vishwa Tejas and Prajna false and then negating it. Katham punaha pragyatvadinam atmani gamyamananam rajvadu sarpadivat pratisedhat asatvam gamyate iti uchyate. Asatvam gamyate. Asatvam, you are making it asatva. That means if satta, you are just taking away satta. The Vishwa Tejas and Prajna, you are just taking it out, you are making it like a rope and snake. And first, the snake we tell it is illusion. And then we tell there is no snake. The existence of snake is denied. And that way you are doing to Vishwa Tejas and Prajna. That means you are just making me a void, and that is not fair. You cannot tell that I don't exist. Then he is telling, Katham punah pragyatvadinam atmani gamyamananam. Atmani gamyamananam. That means the attributes of the Vishwa, Tejas and Prajna, which I experience as Atmani, as me. When to Vishwa, I don't tell that somebody else is looking to this world. I don't tell. If somebody has slapped me, I don't tell them, no, somebody else has got that pain. I tell them, I got the pain. I experienced this one. So I cannot just negate that one. And when somebody brings a hot nail and put in my body, I cannot tell, no, I'm not experiencing that. Vishwa is experiencing. I cannot tell that. And you are exactly doing that. And again, we have to study scripture and the great sages, and they have to meditate for so many years to tell us that thing. Have little consideration. Katham punah means how then? The attributes such as antapragyatvad. Antapragyatvad means who knows, who is conscious of the internal world. Who is conscious of internal world? That is the Tejas. Rajvado sarpadivat. In the Raju, sarpadivat, sarpa adivat. That means something else also. Not only on the Raju, the snake is superimposed. Not that. There are so many other things that are also superimposed. What are they? One is a jaladhara. The rope also, sometimes it can be mistaken as a jaladhara, as a streak of water. And then sometimes it will be bhuchidra, there's a crack on the earth. And sometimes it will appear as a danda, as a stick. Not only one thing, not only the snake is superimposed, so many things are superimposed on that rope. Rajvado sarpadivat pratisedha. Then at the end, we deny that one because they are illusory. So that's why we can deny. That is, if it is not illusory, we cannot deny, we cannot negate. Real thing we cannot negate. If something is illusion, we can tell it's not there. In this dream, I saw that I got admission in the top university in USA. Then when I get up, I tell no, I didn't get admission. I can tell that because it was in the dream. That's why I can deny. In the waking state, if I got, I cannot tell them, no, I didn't get it. But here is in the newspaper, it has come and everybody is telling that you are the first person who got admission in the Stanford University, and the intimation letter has come. Mom and dad, they opened the letter and they are already started distributing the laddus. And you are telling, we cannot deny that one. In the dream, if somebody has got, even though others don't know at all, but still I can deny myself. I don't need other people to tell that I didn't get admission. Gamyate iti uchyate. Then the Vedanti or Siddhanti is telling uchyate. Don't be so impatient. I'll tell you, explain you everything. There is nothing to hide. There is nobody have any ulterior motive or there is agenda to just smack you left and right. And there is no intention of harming your feelings. Nobody is trying to trample upon your feelings. Uchyate. Have patience, I'll explain you everything. It is who is telling? The Siddhanti. Jnaswarupa avisesepi itaretara bevicharat rajvado iva sarpa dharadi vikalpita Vedavat sarvatra abhyavicharat jnaswarupasya satyatvam. He's telling how the Turiya cannot be negated at all, but Vishwa, Tejas and Prajna, they can be negated. And he's telling very powerful reason why you can negate them, why you cannot negate then the Turiya. Jnaswarupa abhisesepi. Jnaswarupa means which is of the nature of, Swarupa means of the nature of. Jna means knowledge, which is of the nature of knowledge, that means the consciousness, that is a Turiya. Jna Swarupa Abhisesepi. Abhisesepi means in which there is no Vishesa, in which there is no difference at all. In the consciousness, there is no difference at all. But in that, in which there is no difference at all, that not different things are not there. Even in that, what we are seeing, itaretara bevicharat. Itaretara means mutual. Itaretara means itara. That means this one, that one, mutual. Itaretara bevicharat. Bevicharat means a lot of change is happening. A lot of unwanted things are happening. Bevichara. Like how somebody does the bad things and all, bevichari. Okay. Itaretara bevichara. Lot of things, unwanted things are happening. Happening like what? Rajvado iva. Like how things are happening on that Rajju. In the same way, on this consciousness, lot of things are happening which are unfortunate. And what are those things are happening? What is that? I don't see anything is happening. Yes, on that Rajju, Sarpa you are seeing, then Dhara you are seeing, then Bhuchidra you are seeing, Danda you are seeing. Kalpita, and these are all imagined. But Bhedavat, there is difference between them. The snake is not the Danda, is not the stick. Stick is not the Bhuchidra. Bhuchidra is not the Jaladhara. There are a lot of things are happening. Sarvatra, and these are Bevichara, and they change. Now I am seeing a snake. After some time, I will see a streak of water. After some time, I will see a stick. This is called Bevichara. That means it is a aberration in our perception, and which is not proper, which is not legitimate. And if they are constantly changing, if one thing is appearing as a different thing in a different time, in a different situation, know that the first one, what we saw, that is illusion. And what was the second one? If the second one staying all the time as it is, then it is not illusion. If that is also changing to appear as a different thing, then that is illusion too. Because real is that which will never change. Trikala avadhita vastu is sat, which is real, will never, how it was in the past is same thing in the present and same thing in the future. It will not change at all. If something is changing, that means none of them is right. If the body at one time it was looking like a tiny, it was just it was a very small tiny structure. Then it grew, so many parts came, then one day it was born, it was small, it was how many 8 pounds or 9 pounds, beta is 9 pounds. That means that much of food he had eaten. Whatever mom ate, he ate that child. Then after some days it swells like a football kind of thing. That means all these conditions of the body, none of them is real. We cannot tell that child is that body. We cannot tell. Now we tell the child is this body. What about previously we are telling the child was that body? That means child is neither that body or this body. That is the logic what Vedanta holds on to. Vedanta. But what about if there is a lot of Vyabhichari going on between Vishwa, Tejas and Pragya? Vishwa is changing to Tejas, Tejas is changing to Pragya, Pragya is changing to Vishwa. There is a lot of Vyabhichari going on. But same thing may be going on in the Turiya. What are you telling? Sarvatra avyabhicharat jnana swarupasya satyatvam. But sarvatra, Vedavat, sarvatra avyabhicharat. But there is completely no vyabhichara in the Turiya. Jnana swarupasya, which is consciousness, which is Turiya, in that there is no vyabhichara. And it is satyatvam, since it is real. Since it is real, there is no vyabhichara at all. So there is a real thing. That is our main, all our endeavor is to know that, recognize that. To recognize that as myself, that is a different thing. But first to recognize, yes, it is there. There is a thing which never changes at all, in which there is no vyabhichara at all. There is no vyabhichara is happening in that one. But Vishwata, now I am Tagaduna, I am a waker. What? No, then I become a dreamer. Then which you are? We are telling 100 things. In the waker also, then one time I tell that I am the son of my parents. Then I tell I am a brother of my brother. Then I tell or sister. Then I tell I am a student of the school. Then I tell the CEO of this company. Then I tell I am the wife of this man or husband of this man. You go on changing. There is no consistency at all. There is no consistency. We are just wearing different hats at different times. It is just like deceiving the world. When somebody wants to deceive the world, you will see that they will put different costumes and they will hide somewhere, they will put beard, and somewhere they will go, they will change the house, they will change the last name, first name, 100 things, because there is some problem with them. They don't want to be caught. That we are doing, we may not be doing, we are not considered as culprits, but really, so far as the self is concerned, all of us are culprits only, culprits. We are doing so much of vyabhichara with ourselves. And if one will try to play tricks with oneself, then one cannot enjoy oneself. Always there will be, I don't know, which one I will maintain. One time, if I tell that I am the husband of this lady, and the other time I am the son of my parents, which one I will do? If I give importance to my wife now, then the parents will get angry. If I give importance to the parents, then she will get angry. Which one I will? It is not easy job. It is not easy job. We have to do so many tricks. Oh no, I didn't mean that. I'm sorry. That day I told what you told, but 100 times that I'm sorry. But again, you repeat the same thing. You tell me for the last time that you are not going to tell regarding anybody to me. If somewhere that I'm cooking somewhere for so many years, and you are telling, oh, my mom, that somewhere she made, that is nothing like that. Don't tell all those things. Because it creates a lot of, because we are telling 100 things, different things. But it's satyatvam. Satyatvam, nityatvam, samachittatvam. The main purpose of the scripture is to establish the satyatvam, that the eternity of the Atma. Satyatvam, Satyatvam is changeless nature of the Atma. Then Nityatvam, the eternity of the Atma, that means it was, it is, and it shall be. And Satyatvam, it doesn't change between the past and present and future. Then Samachittatvam. Samachittatvam means it is of the nature of Anand. That we have read in Kindle Life. eva Satyatvam. So in this way, he established the eternity of the Atma, of the self, of the consciousness. Then immediately the Purvapakshi told, no, what you are telling, that the self is eternal, that is not true. It is Satya, that is not true. Susupte Bhavicharati iti. No, in the Susupti it changes. In the Susupti, this the self is completely absent. It was there before, but it is absent, so it is Bhavicharati. But if we are thinking like this, then the Siddhanta is telling, na, Chet, na. If we are thinking like this, then that is not true. Then it is Chet, na. Susuptasya anubhuyamanatvat. No, Susupta, that who is having Susupti is also experienced. That's why we are talking of Prajna. If others, there would have no description of Prajna. Since we have experienced the Prajna, that's why, and the Prajna is described only when we wake up. That's why Prajna is there. So you cannot tell that there is nothing, in the Susupti, the self is not there. If self is not there, then Prajna will not be there. If Prajna is not there, experience will not be there. Nahi Vijñāto, then he is quoting from the Upanishad. Always Bhagavan Shankaracharya, that is the pramana, not what he is telling. He is telling, I am talking as per the pramana, not my own thing. Nahi Vijñāto Vijñātehe Viparilope Vidyate. Nahi Vijñāto. Vijñāto means of consciousness. Vijñāto. Vijñātehe, in the consciousness. Of the consciousness, in the consciousness, Parilopaha na Vidyate. Parilopa means there is no change is happening. Only change is the object of experience is changing. Object of experience is changing, and now we have given a different name to the consciousness depending on what one is experiencing. Suppose I have gone to see a dance program. Then I will tell you, I am the seer of this drama, of this dance. Suppose I want a singing program. Then I tell you, I am the experiencer of this singing concert. Like I am giving a different name depending on the object what we experience. But I am never changes. I am never changes. We are giving the name like that. Now I'm eating, or I'm a doctor because I'm cutting somebody's artery and that person is gone. Then I tell that I'm a doctor. Then I'm sitting in the class. Then I tell a teacher. Not sitting, but teaching. So whatever I'm doing, action, or whatever I'm experiencing, as per that, I give a different names to me, or others also give. But Vijñāto, Vijñāte, the both the words are needed. Vijñāta means of the consciousness, and in the consciousness, Parilopana Vidyate, there is no change at all, absolutely no change. That entity is remaining the same. Because of the objects, I don't change. Suppose I see a tree, I don't change. So he's a tree lover. Their name somebody may give, but I am the same person. It is Srute. In this way it is told in Burhadaranyaka Upanishad. So Turiya's eternity is established. Now, a very beautiful person, very strong logic, this Purvapakshi is bringing to deny this negation. Somehow he doesn't feel good that negation, nishedha, that pratishedha, he doesn't like that at all. Somehow he is trying to tell that please don't do all this. Don't tell that this is na pragya, na pragya, na pragya, na pragya. Don't tell all those things. Other things are fine. I like to tell other things. Or tell both Atma is there, then Vishwa is there. Atma is there, Prajna is there. Atma is there, everything is there. Tejas is there. No. This is the last logic is bringing. And again, after the sloka, what is the next one? Can you read? Can somebody, Shivakumarji, can you read after that? What is there? Nanta pragyana bahispragyana. What is after that? What is there?
Nivrute sarva dukkana.
Swamiji is asking adrishtam avyavaharyam.
Yes. Can you read that?
Adrishtam avyavaharyam agrahyam alakshanam achintyam avyapadeshyam atma pratyasaram prapanchopashamam shantam shivam advaitam chaturtham manyante sa atma sa vijnayah.
Yes. Here now, adrishtam up to atma pratyasaram. Now Bhavan Sankaracharya has taken. Rest of the thing you will do later. Okay. And what he is telling, Bhavan Sankaracharya ji, why it is called adrishtam, why it is called avyavaharyam, why it is called agrahyam, why it is called alakshanam, why it is called achintyam. He is explaining now. Ataeva adrishtam. Ataeva adrishtam. Whatever previously he explained, that it is not an object. Objects can be only perceived. The objects for the, if it is gross objects, then there will be a perceiver. If there is the emotions are the objects, then there will be a feeler. If the thoughts are the objects, then the perceiver is called a thinker. Who is experiencing them is called a thinker. But they say there is no objects at all. There is no objects, there is no emotions, there is no thoughts. Then this Turiya will be not seen. Adrishtam means it cannot be seen. Because suppose I am observing a movie. Then the movie observer is there. If the movie is not there, then the movie observer is not there. What we discussed till now, from that, the conclusion is that Ataeva, since whatever we discussed before, because of that, this Turiya is adrishtam, is not seen. Seen means we are using, that means it is not an object of the organs of knowledge. Mano buddhyankar chitta ninaham nacha srotra jihve nacha grana netre. All these are sense organs. Okay. Ata eva adrishtam. It cannot be perceived through the senses. Atma. Yasmat adrishtam tasmat avyavaharyam. Since it cannot be perceived through the organs of knowledge or organs of perception, that's why it is tasmat. Therefore, it is avyavaharyam. Avyavaharyam means it is not an object to transact with. We cannot transact with Atma. Like how we tell in the Puranas, or gopis, they played with Lord Sri Krishna. That is a vyavahara. There is transaction. We are telling that no, the devotees, they think of the Lord and they play with the Lord and they remember the Lord. So that is transaction. No, yasmat Adrishtam tasmat avyavaharyam. We cannot do any transaction with the Atma. And why you cannot transact? That means it is not sthula, it is not pravivikta, and it is not ananda. So there is no transaction is possible. Agrahyam karmendrihi. It is called agrahyam. Why it is called agrahyam? Because it is avyavaharyam. Since it is not the object for the senses, something should be an object for the senses. Then only our karmendriyas will work. If something is not the object for the senses, then karmendriyas will not work. So by telling adrishtam, it is jnanendriyas, it is not the object of jnanendriyas that is denied. By telling agrahyam, it is not an object of karmendriyas. Agrahyam, karmendrihi, that means it cannot be held, it cannot be cut by the organs of action. Like the hand we are holding something. In the leg, we are kicking something. In the organ of speech, we are speaking something. But those things, those transactions are not possible because this is Atma is not the object of the karmendriyas. Because of the Atma, karmendriyas function. But karmendriyas cannot do anything for the Atma. They cannot. But because of the Atma, the organs of action, they are doing their activities. The hand is holding, hand we can lift up, we can take to the side, the legs can move from one place to another place. Because of the Atma. But karmendriyas cannot bring Atma, they cannot hold Atma, they cannot run with the Atma. One cannot run with the Atma. Agrahyam karmendrihi. Then alakshanam alingam iti etat ananumeyam iti arthaha. Alakshanam. Lakshana is the characteristics. Alakshana means no characteristics. Since it is alakshanam, it is alingam. It cannot be indicated. Lingam is indicator. Linga. For like Shiva Linga. Shiva Linga means that Linga is an indicator for Lord Shiva. That is a symbol, indicator, an indicator. So the Linga for the fire is smoke. Suppose we see smoke on the mountain, then we will tell there must be fire. Though we are not able to see the fire, we will tell surely there is fire is there. Otherwise, why there will be smoke? So the smoke is the Linga for the Agni. Parvate Vannihi. That means on the mountain there is fire, but actually there is no fire. We are seeing the smoke. That means fire is surely there. Alakshanam, since Atma has no characteristics, so there is alingam. There is no, it cannot be indicated. Atma cannot be indicated. Iti etat ananumeyam. Ananumeyam means it cannot be inferred. It cannot be perceived directly. It cannot be inferred too. Nobody can infer the presence of Atma. Suppose you will tell, no. We can infer God. By seeing the creation, we can infer the presence of God. No, we cannot infer the presence of God by seeing the creation. Creation cannot be linga for the. Do you understand what I am talking about? I don't think so. Everybody is keeping quiet.
No, Swamiji. We always consider Jagat as a manifestation of Ishwar. So how can we say that, Jagat would not... No, I didn't understand, Swamiji.
See, suppose that a child is there.
Yeah.
Then surely will tell he must have parents.
Yes.
Isn't it? Is it fair to tell that?
Yeah.
That means the child is a linga, but the parents are not there. Nobody is able to see who the parents are. But we can conclude surely parents are there. So the child is a linga or indicator for the parents.
I see. Okay.
Huh? Okay.
Yeah.
Anandji, clear? Okay. Then then there should be an indicator for the Atma too. Because when we see the creation, there then the indicator is that okay, the creation is talking regarding the Supreme Lord because everything has come from him. So kamayata bahusyam praja yeti satapotapyata satapastatva edagam sarvam asujat yadidam kincha tat tasrustva taddevanu pravishat tadanu pravisya satchat tyacha bhavat. All these things we read. So many things are happening, and that means the Sat become Asat at the end. This world is an indicator of that. The world is revealing to us that you know that one Sat has become this Asat world. And this Asat world has come from that Sat. Because something cannot come from nothing. Something has come from something. So something is there that is called Sat. And from that Sat, this Asat has come, or the illusory world has come.
Swamiji, what is the difference between Alingam and Anunyam? Cannot be indicated and cannot be inferred. What is the difference?
I'll tell, yes. Alingam means it can be indicated, like how the fire is, the smoke is an indicator of the fire. If the body is having high temperature, then we will see most of the fever. That high temperature is an indicator of the fever. But that is indicating. But Ananovayam inferred. We can infer. Suppose when we get up early in the morning, there is the ground is wet, then we'll tell there must have been rain at night. Because now there is no rain. When I got up, I'm not seeing any rain. So this is the inference. Without seeing by seeing the effect, we are ascertaining the presence of a cause. That is called presumption. That is inference, inferring that one. Alakshanam, alingam, iti.
So Swamiji, I have a question. So we saying that there should be an absolute truth out there. That is the substratum of all these things which are changing. There should be a truth. Is that not inferring, or what are we doing that? We are saying that
we cannot infer that truth. We cannot infer the truth. That absolutely we cannot infer. Why? I'm telling you now, explaining. When we are talking regarding the creation, surely we can infer the presence of a creator.
Yes.
Because without creator, creation cannot happen. So there must be, though we are not seeing, but we can tell, no, there must be a creator. But that creator is me, myself. That inference cannot tell. Is it okay? Ajay?
No, Swamiji. Actually, Swamiji, like when I don't need to see my own eyes to infer that I have eyes because I see objects. Same way.
Till that extent, it is correct. Yes.
So my existence is not in doubt because my experiences, my existence, what I see is all in my awareness. My awareness is not in doubt. So isn't that inference?
See, take this example. Inference word is used in this sense. Like when I see the creation, from that surely I will infer that there must be a creator, there is a maker of this creation. But that maker is me, you cannot infer that. That me, I cannot infer from by seeing the creation.
But if I don't use that logic, if I use the logic which is there, that in my awareness, everything occurs, including my thoughts, my feelings, everything. And I must be true because it is in my awareness that it occurs. That is an inference because I'm desuperimposing objects in awareness and awareness.
Inference word, I told you how it is used. The word in.
I see. I understand now.
This is being aware of myself. This is not, it is not an inference. It is not an inference. It is a direct thing that is happening all the time. Okay.
Yeah.
Iti etat ananumeyam. That means it cannot be inferred. Ataeva chintyam. Since it cannot be inferred and it is alakshanam, ataeva chintyam. It cannot be thought of. We cannot think of. Because to think of anything, some things would have some characteristics. It is alakshana. It is, since it has no characteristics, one cannot think of. That's why if we can try, think of that which has no characteristics, our mind will be blank. And how it tells Swamiji, I am doing Atma Vichar, I am thinking a lot. For 2 hours I am doing Atma Vichar. That means that person is caught up in the mind. Because Atma Vichar is not thinking a lot. It is a kind of thing. Because if you think about Atma, then there will be thought at all. Because it is not, there is no characteristics. There are no qualities. If every day one is doing that, maybe for 1 or 2 minutes, then surely we'll know what is the meaning of no thought condition. Now, no thought condition means I stop thinking. No, nothing to be stopped. Why am I to stop? I'm not creating thoughts. If I'm creating thoughts, then stopping thoughts, it is a prerequisite. I'm not creating thoughts. Thoughts are there in the total mind, and our brain is just receiving those thoughts. Just like how the TV set is just receiving the sound waves, the brain is like a TV set. It is just receiving those thought waves. But I tell that, I am creating these thought waves. No, we are just a receiver, not the creator. Ataiva chintyam. Ataiva vyapadesyam sabdaihi. It cannot be vyapadesya. It cannot be described sabdaihi by words. Because to describe something by words, first it has to be perceived through the senses. In the beginning, it was told it is adrishtam. It cannot be seen. That means it cannot be perceived through any sense, in any of the sense organs. That means it cannot be described. We cannot describe it. Ekatma pratyaya saram. The next word is ekatma pratyaya saram. Jagradadi sthanesu koyam atma iti abhyabhichari yah pratyayah tena anusaraniyam. Saram, he is telling the meaning of saram is anusaraniyam. Saram, he is using the sense of anusarana. Anusarana means it can be followed. Anusarana. Anusarana means to follow. Ekatma pratyaya saram. First eka, then atma, then pratyaya saram. The meaning is, Bhavan Shankaracharya is giving, Jagradadi sthanesu eka. That means in the waking state, in the dream state, in the deep sleep state, there is one entity is there. Waking state is changing to dream state. Dream state is changing to deep sleep state. That means the experiences are changing, the objects of experience they are changing, the experiences they are changing. But one entity that is not changing, that's why it is, that entity is eka. There are not two. Jagrat, waker, dreamer, and deep sleeper. Vishwa, Tajna, Pragyan. There are 3 entities. But that consciousness is one, eka. Sanesu. Ayam atma iti abhyabhichari. And it is not changing, it is remaining changeless. It doesn't change its color. Yaha pratyayah tena anusaranam. It is yaha pratyayah. Yaha pratyaya means which is remaining as one, that is anusaranam. It has to be followed. That one has to follow. All other things are not there, so we cannot follow them. We cannot go behind them. We cannot trust them.
What the pratyaya means?
Pratyaya means thought.
Thought.
Yaha pratyaya tena, that means there is one thought. Here actually pratyaya means thought, but here that one entity which is remaining all the time in the waking, dream and deep. In that sense, we take anusaranam, that has to be followed.
So Swamiji, achintyam upadeshyam.
Anupadesyam.
Anupadeshyam, okay. Now Swamiji,
Abhyapadesyam, yeah, it's the same thing. Abhyapadesyam, then not same thing. Abhyapadesyam means which cannot be, one cannot describe.
Yes. So Swamiji, these are
the quality of the Atma.
Qualities of Atma, but
qualities, it is Atma. They are Atma.
Atma, yes.
This is Atma, not quality.
No. So these are indicators, or they are in a negative, I mean in a positive way, or negation. In the front it's all negation, and now it is
that point we have discussed before. Even when it is told Sthula Sukshma Karma Sarirat Vyatiktah Panchakosatitah San Avasthatraya Sakshi Satchidananda Sarupa San. When it comes to Satchidananda Sarupa, we think that it is told in positive language, because there is no Bhaktireka and all those words are not used. But that is also negation, because we have to negate everything.
Negative, okay.
There is no way. Even when you are telling I am Satchidananda, it doesn't is not referring to a particular object. It is telling that I am not an object.
Okay.
Isn't it?
Swamiji, the negation starts with cannot be seen by Indriya, then cannot be catched by Karmendriya, then cannot be thought by mind. So it goes more subtler and subtler. It starts with subject, you cannot see it, cannot grasp it, cannot think it, cannot be describe it. So we think all negation, period.
Yeah, there is always no language for the Atma. There is no positive language at all.
Yeah, okay.
Always language is used to describe something which is. But isness it cannot describe. So that we cannot. That's why the language which is used here, all negation. But it looks like whatever is looking like positive thing, that is also negation only.
So we are describing what it is not, right?
Yes. And what it is, we don't have to describe what it is, because we are that. We cannot describe that because of qualities. No, in the Atma told that it is Satchidananda Ananda. It is no, it is telling that it is not, which is not eternal. It is Sat. By telling Chit, it is not inert. By telling Ananda, it is not limited. So it is a negative language.
So Swamiji, at the end, it is Eka Atma Pratyaya Saram.
That we'll see next time.
Okay.
We'll go through a little more, because Bhavan Secretary has given a little more commentary on this one.
Okay.
We'll see that next time. Prakashji?
One question I have is, Vebhichara is the main word.
Yes.
When you say Vebhichara, I feel like it is a corrupt thinking.
Yes.
Because of which, is the corruption.
It is a corruption in thinking regarding understanding in our understanding regarding ourselves, regarding the world. It is a corrupted way of thinking. Yes.
Right.
Yeah. One can bring any meaning. So every word is used. And in Sanskrit, each word has got hundreds of meanings. It can be used in English also it is there, but in Sanskrit it is. They will add pratyas and they will change the meaning. And Sanskrit is a beautiful language. We'll see this one next Wednesday. And Anandji, today also I could not take the Devi Guru class because the link was not there.
Swamiji, the link on the Zoom wasn't there?
Yeah, the Devi group link, how every time.
It probably has expired, Swamiji.
We will look at it, Swamiji. I'll take a look at it.
Yes, and they are in one place, I'm in one place. I got completely confused, and the best way is to cancel.
I'll look into it, Swamiji.
Oh, okay. But I don't know, only that Devi group class is missing. Other classes are I have never seen.
Swamiji, you can only do so many occurrences. When you create the schedule, you can only make so many Zoom meetings, occurrences. Okay. After which, if you don't remember to create a new series, it will expire.
Oh, okay.
But I'll take a look at it, Swamiji. I'll extend it.
Only that Devi group will be.
No, all of them happen. I think, I don't know, maybe Ravi Madhavan is creating the rest. I'm not sure.
We will look into it, Swamiji.
Right. Okay. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate